A Central Coast firefighter is being honored. CAL FIRE apparatus engineer Chris Ward died last week while on duty in Salinas. He was 47 years old. Ward leaves behind a wife and his 2 kids. A procession held this morning to honor his life and memory. Law enforcement escorted his casket from Monterey County Coroner's office in Salinas to Hollister Funeral Home. Action News 8 reporter Christian Balderas live in Hollister where that procession wrapped up. Christian, what's the latest out there?
Yeah, we're at the Cooper Sander Funeral Home where, as you mentioned, it was the final destination for this procession today. The hearse is actually behind me right here, if you can make it out next to that building, but the scene is pretty much cleared with a lot of the first responders and firefighters having dispersed already. There's not going to be a service today. That's at a later date. So let's go ahead and pull up that procession video that we captured earlier today. As you mentioned, Lauren, it started off at the Monterey County Coroner's office and then made its way to Hollister at the funeral home. Some 40 vehicles initially joined and left Monterey, with more first responders and vehicles joining along the way. Now, if you're just now joining us, this is for Christopher Ward. He died at 47 years old last Thursday while on duty. He died of a medical emergency. At this time, we do not know the nature of that medical emergency. Christopher joined CAL FIRE in 2020, first as a seasonal firefighter, and then later got promoted in 2022 as an apparatus engineer on the Pinnacle's fire crew. CAL FIRE describing Christopher as a fun-loving guy who loved nature. He was determined, he was passionate, also really involved in his church. Some people, a part of his church community out here today honoring his legacy. CAL FIRE says he's survived by his wife, daughter, and son, and he's preceded in death by his 2 parents as well as his brother. Now, Governor Gavin Newsom issuing his condolences as well. If we could pull up the statement here, he says, on behalf of all Californians, Jennifer and I offer our heartfelt condolences to fire apparatus engineer Ward's loved ones, friends, and CAL FIRE family as they mourn this devastating loss. His bravery and dedication to protecting others will never be forgotten. Now, back out here live, flags will be flying at half-staff at the state capitol. And as for that service, that's going to be happening later in the week, but that will be a private ceremony. Live in Hollister, I'm Christian Balderas, KCPW, Action News 8.
All right, Christian, thanks. And we will have much more coverage on today's procession coming up tonight on Action News 8 at 5 and 6.